This review is about the Focal Clear. And I don't know, maybe these have been done to death. There's been a number of reviews about these, but I'll give you my 2 cents. As an IEM person, almost solely, I used to do a lot of headphones. In fact, I used to only listen to headphones. And then I stumbled onto some pretty decent IEMs on a review someone else did, Z Reviews actually, and tried those out and really loved them. And then thought, hey, let me start looking at IEMs, and I started listening more. And then I found another guy, it's a Bad Guy Good Audio Reviews, and loved his channel and his reviews. And I bought quite a few things based on his recommendation, and I felt like our hearing was much more similar. And I really went off on IEMs, and I loved them. I couldn't find headphones at that time, or hadn't listened to any headphones at that time, that could touch a good set of IEMs. But I've recently started to look back into headphones. I have purchased and tested quite a few pairs, and I found some stuff that is really comparable with IEMs. And then there's some differences. I finally came back around full circle and realized there's a place for both. And I have both, and I use them at different times for different reasons. So get on with this. I'm not going to go over too much. There's been a lot of videos on all the accessories in the package. This is a pretty fancy package. It comes with Focal Clear. They give you 3 different cables, nice case, very molded. It's big though. The case is big. These don't fold down. These are hefty headphones. And I will say one more thing about the case. This case is material, and I've had a material case once before, and although it's beautiful, I mean, it's really nice. I'd be hesitant to travel too much with this. This kind of material gets dirty quick, and if you spill something on it, it gets stained. You cannot clean it. That's just all there is to it. So I kind of prefer like a vinyl case, like something like the DT 1990s comes in, right? Where it's may get scratched or something, but you can clean this really easily, and it's just, you don't care as much. That other case is so fancy, it makes you want to be extra careful with it. Now, as far as headphones go, these things are gorgeous, right? I mean, they're really beautiful. Craftsmanship of these is top notch for sure. Focal is a company that I really like and respect. I'm glad they put the same effort into their headphones that they do their speakers. I don't know if you know much about their speakers, but they have some fantastic speakers. They more of a high-end home system price, around $1,500 a pair kind of thing, all the way up to, $100,000 a pair. They make really fantastic speakers, and they're based out of France, and they make everything there in their own factory, and it's all put together by hand. Now, as far as the headphones go, I don't know where they make these and how that's done, but I will say, this little stainless steel machined cup right here insert is it's perfect. The printing on here, this little Focal symbol that's obviously machine etched. There's a little, so this is a screen because these are open back. It's like a stainless steel screen. Very nicely done. It's perfect. There's no dents, no imperfections. It's just perfect. And even behind the little symbol, you'd think that's just a black insert. No, it's a little little dark gray screen that has an even smaller, tighter weave than this screen. So, I mean, all this stuff probably plays into the tuning of these, obviously. The build quality is excellent on these. Finish is just second to none. I mean, it's a very secure and positive click, but it's not overwhelming. It's very satisfying actually clicking these. These cups, I think they're made out of some type of suede material. I heard lambskin. I don't think that's what they are. I could be wrong. Perforated, very, very soft, very comfortable. The headband, same thing. I've worn these for a very long time. I've even fallen asleep with these on, and no problems at all. Fit and comfort is excellent on these for sure. Dual plugins. I actually have a balanced cable I've ordered to go with the 4.4 Pentacon adapter. It comes with a balance cable, but the balance cable is XLR, which is cool. I use that on my THX drop amp 789, and also on my home stereo. It has come another cable with a 1/4 inch adapter, and yet another smaller cable with the 3.5. But I wanted to do balance, so I ordered one special for this. This is my second review, but you never saw the first review because I deleted it. The first review, I kind of crapped on these a little bit. I said, yeah, they're beautiful. They're like the high end of the Beats style, like, look at me, I'm awesome type of headphone, right? I mean, because they are beautiful, beautiful. Very premium looking. And so they're definitely a statement kind of a headphone if you're going to wear these outside someplace. I kind of think that some of that's baloney because, there's a lot of kids where I live. I have a 21-year-old son. I have a 9-year-old daughter. And, there's a lot. And I taught martial arts for a long time. And I dealt with a lot of kids. I never saw kids walking around with headphones on their head. I live in an affluent area of Silicon Valley. Not that I'm rich, but I live very close to rich people. And I see a lot of kids driving expensive cars in this area and hanging out in the stores and that kind of thing. I don't ever see any of them with headphones on their head, right? So I don't know how much of a statement this is. I've never seen that. Airports, I see people because they need to have them, and they're usually noise canceling headphones. But my first review kind of went into that, and I kind of crapped on them because of the sound. So I did a review, and because I was like, I'm going to send these back. I don't even like these things. Even these things are $1,500. They need to sound like. I mean, I can pay $400 or $500 for a set of IEMs like the Tequilas. Well, $400 for the Tequilas, and just be blown away by the sound quality. And I put these $1,500 headphones on. And yeah, they're fancy and got a fancy package and they're built well, but $1,500. I put them on and I didn't really like them that much. They didn't have that much detail. Bass wasn't that great. I was like, what the heck? And I did the review. And then I thought, I need to give these a second chance. Let me burn them in. Let me see if that makes a difference, because people do that. I have had with IEMs where I let them break in for, an hour or half an hour playing music, and they sound different and sometimes sound a lot better. So there is, when you're dealing with a dynamic driver that's moving in and out, like a speaker cone, basically, that's inside of here, there is a flex point on the outside of it, and that has to maybe be broken in a little. It can get stiff, and it's a little cold where I'm at right now. So that plays into it too. So I thought, I did that review, and then I put these on my desktop. I thought, let me listen to them again. I thought, I'm going to let them break in. So I put them on the ADI2 DAC, and I let them run for like 4 hours at pretty high volume. I put them on, and I was like, holy cow, things have changed completely. I don't know if it was because they were brand new. I don't know if it was because it was cold. I can't tell you, but the sound changed. And if you've watched my channel, I don't particularly believe in burn-in. I believe there's a break-in period for anything that's moving or that's what we would call electromechanical. I believe there's a break-in period. It should be very brief. It should just be able to get the thing moving so it loosens up a little and then you're done. It shouldn't be a 12-hour or 100-hour burn-in period. That's baloney. Don't listen to that from anybody. If you call a warranty center, say this thing I bought doesn't sound good, and they tell you, oh, you got to let it burn in for 100 hours, you say, F you, I want my money back now, okay? It should sound good right away or almost right away. Yeah, put these on, listen to them. The detail was fantastic. Diana Krall, Live in Paris, right away went to that because there's a lot of detail in that song, a lot of stage, a lot of presence, and not everything can reproduce it well. Reproduced it excellent. Stage is good on these. It's not the best I've ever heard, but it's very good, right? Front, back, up, down, whatever. There's good stage with these. I don't feel like it's right on top of my ear, at least not all the time. Some songs I did get that impression, but mostly it was very good. I will say Rodrigo and Gabriela, guitar, for whatever reason, it did sound a little close into my head. It didn't sound like there's a lot of stage, but live performances sounded fantastic on these. And I really like them a lot. Now, the other thing I like about these is I could plug them into a DAP, and this WMA1, which I can be honest with you, doesn't have a lot of power. and it's not my choice. And in fact, I don't even try to run hard to drive things in this because you just got to crank it to full volume, and it still doesn't work that great. These played fine on that, so these can be driven fairly easily. These are driven easily. I think you could play these on a phone almost. But to get full reproduction out of these, you're going to need something high quality. And why not? These are high quality. You should use high quality audio signal into them. Detail, very, very good. Treble, very good. The decay and the roll off on cymbals and other, percussion type instruments was very good. Very, very. The timbre is good on these. It's not the best I've ever heard, but it's very good on these. Mids were beautiful on these. These really deliver mids well, and they're not mid forward. I feel like it's a very smooth, very safe tuning on these in some respects. Very clear, just like it says. In fact, I tested these against the DT 1990s, against the Air Motives. That's not really fair. These are $1,500. Those are $300. But what I can say is this: on everything I tested them against, these were clearer, just like the name clear implies. They have a very open, airy sound, and it's very clean. I didn't get hiss or any problems with these when I was driving them. I played them very loud, and I played them at lower volumes. And I can tell you, as I turned them up very loud, I had no problems with spikes or pain in my ears, right? Here's where headphones can take the lead on IEMs. Listening to wind instruments, which I like saxophone and trumpet and clarinet. My wife plays clarinet. I can tell you that these can deliver that feeling of a wind instrument being played close by you. If you've seen my Monarch review, you'll hear me talk about that, how the Monarchs can kind of do that, and they do it better than any IEM I've heard. And really, I was comparing them to these because on most headphones, like the DT 1990s are also very good at this, and a lot of headphones are good at this. Because they have a big driver inside of them, they move air, right? And that's how sound is produced, by the excitation of air molecules. That's how you produce sound waves. These move a lot of air because of the size of the driver. So I'm just extrapolating that out, that they of course move more air than an IEM, therefore can produce that feeling of wind being moved, like in a horn instrument, right? And I got that with these. Like when I was listening to John Coltrane, or I was listening to Cecilia Strange, and several others, and there's also a saxophone on one of Diana Krall's album that I really like. Listening to Miles Davis and his horn playing, I felt like I was there, kind of like I could feel the wind of the instrument, right? Like it was in the room with me, which is something that I really enjoy. Is that realism, that feeling. So headphones have that over IEMs for sure, and these delivered that really well. Moving on to the bass is good on these. It's tight and it's clean. It doesn't feel boomy to me. Some people said it was boomy. I've heard in other reviews. I didn't feel that it was boomy. I felt like it was really good, the bass. I didn't feel like it bled off into the mids, really. It wasn't as clean and tight as the Monarchs, for sure, but it was definitely good, and it's definitely impactful. I really enjoyed that on these. I used that song Dakara El Pared from the Truth About Charlie soundtrack, where it's got that raindrops in the beginning, and I talk about how in some IEMs you can't really hear those. It just sounds like you kind of know it's water, but you're not really sure. And yet in others it's very clear. With that sound characteristic of raindrops and hitting the roof and footsteps in the wet ground, very clear on these. Like no doubt that's what you're hearing, every detail of it. Bridge of Sighs by Robin Trower. There's a beginning sound. It's like a bell that's being played, and it kind of circles around your head. This imaged that very well, and those bells sounded really good. The decay of the bell ringing sounded just really good on these. Guitars, oh my God, guitars are fantastic on these. It's not just that they sound so realistic, but there's this rich, full sound that these are able to deliver because of this larger dynamic driver. That they really tuned it well, and it just sounds great. Male vocals, I listened to a lot of different male vocals. Glenn Campbell is someone I really like. Brett Eldridge, I really like his voice. There's several others. They're really good for listening because they have very good recordings. And these just, you can really get the emotion. Like Glenn Campbell songs, some of his songs just have so much emotion that can really put you in a mood when you listen to them. Whether you like him or not, you should probably check him out. There's I can't even think of the name of it now. Gentle on My Mind. Oh my God, that song. That, talk about putting you in a mood. You need to kind of be careful with that one. These deliver emotion really well, and you can feel what that artist is trying to give you with these. So I do really like these. Are they worth $1,500? That's a tough one. You know, I get almost 100% the same characteristics from some IEMs. Let's just stick with the Monarchs for 730, and the Monarchs in these. Yeah, I like the Monarch better. Where these come into play is that these have a smoother sound that I can listen to for a long time. The detail's not overwhelming. And you know, I should say that I was listening to these, and the one thing that blew me away with these, and I have listened to a lot of different headphones and IEMs on my Dark Voice, and the Dark Voice I really like. It's a very powerful desktop tube amp. It's very clean. And if you roll the tubes, and you can get a signature you really like. And for some things, it works really well. With these, it was literally like liquid gold on my ears or something. It was unbelievable. I listened to this Diana Krall album. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Only About You. I'll have to go look. But when I put that on, I was listening to it on the ADI DAC, and it was good. I was like, oh, this is great. I really like it. I plugged it in a Dark Voice, and it was like, whoa, what just happened? I mean, these things, they were incredible. So smooth, so warm. Just, it sounded so good on the Dark Voice. Now, I don't know if you're going to have the same kind of equipment to get that kind of an experience, right? I mean, I'm playing around with a lot of stuff, but I think you can't go wrong with these. You know, if you're someone who's willing to spend $1,500 on headphones, I think these are a good buy. They got a lot of great accessories. Their build is impeccable. They're beautiful. They're comfortable, and truthfully, like I said, you can drive them with almost anything. So, I mean, I just have a hard time with $1,500 because I know I can get IEMs for half that do 99% of what this will do, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I'm keeping them because when I heard them on the Dark Voice, I was like, I'd never heard another set of headphones do that before. I mean, I've listened to quite a few on that Dark Voice, but these for some reason mixed like in a way I can't really explain. And so I'm definitely going to keep these. I really like them, and I like that they're easy to drive, so I can use my different DAPs with them, and just go relax with them, and they sound great. So I'll say that, yeah, I recommend them, but they are $1,500. You can actually get something very close to these headphone wise for probably half the price. You could get an IEM definitely for half the price that's as good or better than these. But there are things that these do, like the stage and the presence, easy to drive, comfortable. You don't have anything stuck in your ear, and no spikes, no craziness in the treble. It's just very smooth and very nice. So for $1,500, yeah, I'm keeping them. I like them, and I think they're worth it. But that's going to be your decision. Anyway, I hope this review helps you a little bit. And I hope I didn't ramble too much about them. Have a great day.